All right, hey, what's up, YouTube? So I just want to thank you for joining another video. If you are, thanks for sticking around and watching me go through this process of swapping this K24. It's a lot of work, but it's been a lot of fun so far. I'm just shooting these videos whenever I can get time to get into the garage and get this done, which has been quite a bit. So in the last video, I installed the acuity shifter. This thing looks and feels amazing. I did realize that I'm gonna have to take it off the base plate to get the interior pieces in here, which are gonna have to be modified to get those shift cables to work. So once we get to that point, I'll do that, but that's good for where it needs to be for right now. Today, we're going to focus on getting the traction bar installed. So this is from Ktuned. It's a bolt-on traction bar. It comes with all the hardware that you need, and like I said in a previous video, they do supply this option for a radiator bracket. So I'm hoping this will work for me so I don't have to have anything welded onto this, and this can be a bolt-on affair. The first thing I think I need to do is remove the tow hooks that come on the car and then just try to fit that traction bar in and see where it lands. I'm guaranteeing you I'm gonna have to remove these 4 tabs here that the radiator was on. That way the new radiator can sit flush or as close to here as it can. Without removing those, I don't see how that will even be possible. So I'm gonna remove those tow hooks and then just fit the bar up and see what it looks like before going forward with those tabs. Okay, so as I suspected, I am gonna have to remove those tabs, which is fine. I'll just grab the spot weld drill bit and go at it. You can see that it is in there, and if you look down from the top, there's no way a radiator is gonna sit there. So I'm gonna remove this and then remove those 4 tabs. Ktuned does not supply the hardware for that, so they expect you to use your OEM bolts, which is fine. I prefer that, actually. I think I'm gonna see if I can get some new hardware that isn't zinc coated. A lot of the new stuff I get from Honda is just raw like that, so that might look better. If not, that doesn't look bad, and you're not gonna be seeing much of it. So I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna start spot weld drilling those out and then refit it. So I got the first 2 out. These are the original half-size radiator mounts. Pretty straightforward, but I did smoke the bit, so I got to flip this over before tackling these 2 right here. So this was pretty easy work. Came out great. So let's just swap this bit over and we'll tackle these 2. Sweet. So these came out no problem. Easier than I thought. So we're gonna fit the traction bar up, and we'll put the radiator brackets that Ktuned provides in this kit on there just to see, and maybe we'll even pull out the radiator and just set it on there to see what that's gonna look like. So let's get that mounted up. We'll use the OEM hardware for now that we have and see what it looks like. So got the bar in. I even spray painted this lower part just to cover any exposed metal. It's not a perfect match, but you can see from afar it's pretty close, and it actually looks really good. And with the radiator in here, you're not gonna see it. So again, I used the OEM hardware. I put these at 47 foot-pounds. I couldn't find a torque spec for these in my book, but that's what these bolts are that go into the frame here. So I figured that's a pretty safe bet, and with there being 3 of them, I feel good about that. So now we're gonna get these mounts on here for the radiator. They just use a U-bolt and a few nuts nylon threaded nuts, and then we can position it to the width that we need. So I'll get these mounted up. I wish this had some rubber on it. That way it doesn't mar up the bar. But it is the way it is. Once it's in place, it's in place. So we won't get too OCD about that. We're just gonna mount it and go with it. So let's get these on there and then get the radiator and see what that looks like. Okay, so I got the bar in and I got the Ktuned radiator mounted up and spaced correctly for my radiator. What I realized is I probably could have left these factory mounts where they were, because it didn't interfere with the bar, and I guess I was thinking that the radiator needed a mount here and a mount there, and so this wasn't going to work. And when I actually took my radiator out and looked at it, it does have a bunch of different pegs on the bottom that would have utilized the 2 factory spots, putting one here and one here, but then nothing over here. So it would have been supported on just kind of one half, which probably would have been okay. But this is actually turning out okay. These are on there really well. The only downside that I'm seeing right now to this is that it does stick out about a half an inch further than the factory one would. But I think if I loosen these and I rotate it closer to this rail here, it'll tuck it in, because as you tighten this likes to just naturally take the curvature of the bar. So I'm going to loosen these, rotate it, and then tighten them again, and I bet and I hope I can gain that half an inch right there. And if not, it's not like it's sticking too far out from up here. So we're going to do that and see what we get. Okay, so the radiator is sitting in those 2 lower pegs or mounts, and it's pretty flush. I guess it's going to depend on what brackets I use up here to secure it. There are a bunch of different options to do so, it looks like. I'm not sure what this is. I have to look in this. I don't think this is for a sensor. This might be for another peg to move one. I know these are, you can move these around. So for different mounting points, this is the original spot to hold it, and I believe it's just one bracket. So, but that is not going to line. I don't think the OEM bracket will line up unless it's twisted a little bit. So I'm going to have to figure that out. That shouldn't be too much of a hassle to figure out a bracket to make the stay up here. I think I can have one made or make something work and it'll still look good. I believe there's even side mounts that you could use too. I just haven't unwrapped this. There's a lot of different ways that you can make this work, because I believe it's for more than just one vehicle. But specifically, they call this the K Swap Radiator for Acura, Honda Civics, and those models. But I'm happy with that. I think it looks good. I can raise the traction bar up, I believe, one bolt hole. And so this could all come up about another inch if I need to, but then I'm not sure if it will clear here. So I'm gonna just work on figuring out a mounting option for the radiator, for the stay up here, for that bracket, and just see. But overall, this looks good. Those brackets down there turned out to be great. I'm gonna pull this out real quick, and actually I'm not, because it is in there nice and snug. So I need 2 hands, so I don't want to take the chance of scratching it. So I'm gonna pull this out and try to find out what I'm gonna do for a bracket here. Okay, so I got the brackets adjusted. I think this is sitting really nice and level, and the height is right. I just need a bracket here that will come over to this raised up peg. I think there are some out there, and if not, I can have somebody make something for me and make it look really nice. So I'm gonna call this a success, and I'm gonna end this video here. So again, I appreciate you watching. These aren't how-tos. I'm just trying to be creative with making these videos and having fun along the way. So if you are getting something out of this or it's helping you, just drop me a comment or give me a like and a follow, and keep your eyes open for the next one. I still haven't been able to get the steering rack in because I'm just waiting on hardware from Honda. That should be in today. So in the next video, we'll see that rack going in. But for now, I'm going to wrap this one up, and just I appreciate you guys watching, and keep your eyes open for the next one. Enjoy the day and take care.